trying to understand what real estate is all about. The essence of all this is that we have a very good understanding of real estate, and we try to be ahead of our prospective clients in terms of knowledge. We should be well equipped and know what we are doing. And so as we go out, try to talk to clients. One of the questions they will ask us is, why do you think I should invest in real estate? Because they have other investment vehicles. Do you understand me? And there are so many of them. There's mutual fund, there's stock market, there's cryptocurrency, there's even cooperative, the one they will do. There's MMM. Do we know what MMM is? The one that have put so many people in trouble. So today our topic is this: 10 reasons why real estate is the best form of investment. If you are going out to talk to people, you should be able to convince them that real estate is the best form of investment. It's not now that there are no other investment, but it is the best. It has been proven. The richest people in the world today, all of them have one form of real estate or the other. How many of you know about McDonald's in US? Okay. You know them for selling burger. Okay. But I can tell you for sure that their greatest investment is real estate. If McDonald's is giving you franchise today to open for their products, the condition is that you will rent the place you are going to do the business from them. So at the end of the day, it's even the real estate that gives them more money than burger. But you see McDonald's everywhere. The real thing that gives them money is their real estate assets. Likewise, if you go to Google Garage in the US, if you go to their campus, that is where you have a good understanding of what the level of real estate you have. All those big tech companies, Facebook, Amazon, name them, they are all very, very big in real estate. Bill Gates is now the biggest land banker in the world because of the real estate, the land. Every day he continues buying land. And do you know what? He's even concentrating on farmland now. So real estate, there's no other thing that is better than it. And come to think of it, if you say you are an IT person, you are a tech person, you are a medical doctor, where do you operate? Is it not on real estate? Our office here, where we are staying to do whatever we are doing, is real estate. So what is real estate? I believe we all know this. So real estate is land and anything above or below it. So if you own a parcel of land and there is gold inside, those things that are there, they are real estate. If you build the kind of building we saw on this, back to the next slide. If you put this kind of structure, both the structure itself and the land it is standing on, they are all real estate. Go down. Okay. So from the Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest building in the world, to a quarter of a plot of land, all are real estate. It is called real estate because you can see it and you can touch it. If you have, let's say, $1 million in cryptocurrency, it is on paper. Is that correct? You cannot see it, but you have it. If you have stock with a Nigerian stock exchange or any other stock all over the world, they are all on paper. But real estate, if you have a house, you can bring people, this is the house I'm talking about. Like the house we are trying to market in Guarimpa, or any other property that we are marketing, we can take people to the place and say, the same for land. So that is what differentiates it from, other investment vehicles. Next slide. So why invest in real estate? Financial freedom is one of the dreams of every human being. Almost everyone wants to be in a state where he or she don't have to worry about how to pay the next bill. Real estate investment is one of the vehicles to build sustainable wealth that guarantees financial freedom. Right from the creation of man, people have always invested in real estate. The following are the 10 reasons why real estate is one of the best investment vehicles to build enduring wealth. We all know the what? The story of Adam. What did God tell him? Move from one place to a land I will give you. Is that correct? And he told him what? Subdue it, do whatever you want to do with it. And so from creation, if you look at the evolution of man, in those days, in the olden days, they measure the wealth of a man by the size of land he has. Even in our own traditional African settings, some of our parents, they married 4 wives, 6 wives. Why are they doing that? Because one, they will acquire large expanse of land to farm. And if you have large expanse of land, you are a big man. That is what land was, what they used to measure, what is the true worth of a man in those days. Even though technology have come now, it has not changed much. You still find, as I said before, those big tech firms still getting themselves involved in real estate. Next slide. So number one is value appreciation. We all know what we are going through in this country today. If you had, let's say, 10 million naira in a bank last year, before May 29, 2023, Abi, you know what it is today. It's because, look, I hope we all know that the wealth, when they say somebody is the biggest, richest man in the world, they measure the money in dollars, not our naira. Because if it was naira, Dangote will be richest man in the world. But he's not nowhere close to first and second or third. Because of what? Wealth, they measure in dollars. So if you had 10 million naira before and last year, and now if you convert the money to dollar, you just find out that you are nowhere. So it has been proven that real estate is the only asset that appreciates in value. It's not being affected by all the inflation and whatever. What makes real estate appreciate in value? Population growth. Some of us that came to Abuja 20, 30 years ago, we know what the population was then. In fact, they said when Abuja was first made the city federal capital, they were begging people, come and buy land. Government were even telling people, come, let us give you land, develop it. The place where Transcorp Heating is today was a typical bush before. But population growth drives, value appreciation. Urbanization is the same thing. As a place continue to develop, the value will continue to appreciate. Government infrastructure. I hope we are all very conversant with this. Even in Abuja now, anywhere the FCT now do the road, if the price of the land there was 50 million before, it will go over 100 million. Market demand. This also is somehow linked to population growth. In anything you are doing, once the demand is there, the price will go up. Economic growth. If the economy is doing very well, it goes along with real estate. Upgrade through remodeling. If you have a property, you do some remodeling on it, do some finishing touches on it, the value will go up. Interest rate. It goes with interest rate. Because what is happening now, because of the floating of the naira, property owners, they increase the price of their property. That's what I'm saying now. Both rent and the one for sale and all that. Myself, where I was staying in Lagos before, they didn't know I have other plans. They wrote us that they have reviewed the plan, the rent by almost 40%. But I've I've closed my operation there. I just left with him. So these are the things that make the value of real estate appreciate. The other ones anyway, it depends on the location and stuff like that. Next slide. Land is finite. I hope you people understand what I mean by finite. So does not increase in size. In the words of real estate mogul Robert Kiyosaki, they are not producing land anymore. The size of land at the creation of the world is the same today. At the creation of the world, it was one man. That was even before it was made out of Adam. Today, world population is over 8 billion in the same size of land. Does it not make sense to have one does it not make sense that one invests in this kind of assets? Imagine world population in the next 50 years and their real estate needs. Do you people agree with me? Yes. As we are told, when God created man, the first man, Adam, he created the world, created everything before he now created Adam. One man, he was occupying the whole size of the earth. Today we have 8 billion people scrabbling for this. Where you will understand the importance of real estate is when you visit some countries. Like if you go to Singapore, if you walk into somebody like this, maybe you are walking on the road, you jam somebody, it's not an offense. Because the place is what? It's choked up. The kind of buildings they are building in Singapore, high-rise building, and it's because of what? They don't have much land like we have here. So even in our own Abuja here, have you thought and sat down what this Abuja will be in the next 50 years? Because people who will be born, the population of Nigeria in the next 50 years is unimaginable. The population will be more than double of what we have now. And it is this same Abuja that they are going to stay. For those who choose to stay in city capital, they are not going to say, okay, the size of land. So that's why you will now see remodeling. People are now old houses that they built that time that FCT was first made the federal capital. If you go to places like Usetu, all those highbrow areas, you see that they are now knocking down some buildings to remodel them. It's because of what? There are no more empty plots of land that you can buy and do whatever you want to do. Next slide. It's not affected by inflation. We have discussed this. Inflation is enemy that steals our savings. Cash deposited in bank is being depleted by inflation. Real estate is the only asset class that hedges against inflation. Nigerian headline inflation rate for September 2024 is 32.7%. It is difficult to get another investment that beat this rate. I hope we are, because you see, in doing business, you really have to you don't just put your head in only your own area. What is happening, what drives your business is something that interests you. Like when NBS, Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, when they are releasing inflation report, these are things that will interest us. We should be able to know how does those things affect us. You can imagine what they are simply saying is that if you have money, headline inflation, what they are trying to say is that if you had 1 million naira in the bank, it's being depleted by 32.7%. That's simply what it means. That's what they mean by this. So, but if you have, as we said, if you have real estate asset, people are crying in this country now that things are hard, Do you people know that some people are smiling to their way to the bank? Yes. Because all they are sitting is this. They just write you a letter that you are reviewing our rent, and as clock is ticking, even here that we paid for 2 years. So after here, we don't know. They can write us and say they are reviewing the rent. If you say you are not going to sell, other people will come and take here. Very simple. So that's one of the reasons. Next slide, please. Okay, consistent passive income. Passive income is a type of income that once established does not require your active involvement to generate cash flow. A good example is a built property for rent. If well managed, can be good source of passive income. Please know the word well managed. You understand? But the good thing is this: if you have a property and you are not good at managing it, you understand me? There are options. There are what they call what? Facility managers. Do you know what they are? Do we all know what, if they say somebody is a facility manager, do we know what it means? Is there anybody that don't know? Agent collect money from you and give commission. Facility manager means, if you, like example, this place we are staying is being managed by a firm. You understand? So it is their duty to make sure that everything here is functioning. In some cases, if you use the word agent will collect money, give you house and go his way. But there are people, especially those who read estate management in school. It's a course. Their job is to manage estate, manage properties. Do you understand? So what we are trying to say here is that, in terms of, if you have a property and you don't really have the wherewithal to manage it, you can hand it over to facility managers. In other words, we are still trying to say that you can be earning money from that property without doing any other thing again. Do you understand me? So, but I mentioned passive income here. You know, there's passive income, there's active income. Can anybody say what active income is? Yes. Okay. Salary. Yes. That means for you to earn that money. All of us here were on active income. If you didn't come to work, you must be present. Do you understand me? So that is different. But you know, there are other sources of passive income. If you author a book, put it on Amazon, money will be coming. If you release an album, money will be coming. If you have a patent, maybe you produce something, people have to pay you. You understand? Royalties. There are many of them. So I've given you an insight. It's left for you to try to know other sources of income. Next slide. Tangible assets. When we say tangible here, it's just like what we discussed before. A tangible asset is that you can see it, you can touch it. You know, investment. Let me tell you people something. Investment can be scary, and as such, being able to see and touch provides a sense of security. Other investment like stocks and bonds are paper, and as such cannot be seen or felt. You know, when people want to part with their money, even though it is an investment, sometimes they have a sense of being uncomfortable with parting with their money. But people are more comfortable when they see, okay, this is where my money is going into. Do you understand? If somebody has put his money in cryptocurrency, he has to be in the night. Sometimes he has to wake up and check what the market is saying. Do you understand me? Because last time I watched it was on channel television. A guy lost $450 million within 2 hours in cryptocurrency. That is how bad it could be sometimes. Today you could be a billionaire, but it takes hours for the money to just disappear. So this is not the case with real estate. So for those who are not very comfortable with paper investment, is this is one of the means which they can put their money. They can sleep, they can wake up, go to their land, go to their house, check that everything. It gives people a sense of, security. Do you understand? Okay, next slide. Leverage. You can do a lot of things with a piece of real estate. Can be used to obtain loan, to finance other investment options, allows you to enter into joint venture arrangements. Leverage helps you to build wealth easily. We all know, I hope we all understand this. What we are simply trying to say is this: if you have a piece of real estate, you can use it to do many other things. The property will still be there. Because if you go to a bank today and say you are looking for facility, so what we are simply trying to say here is this: that if you have a piece of real estate, you can do a lot of things with it. Do you understand me? Even though here, as we discussed the other time, some financial institution will focus on C of O. There are people that can still use other form of paper like R of O to give you loan, because they will definitely ask for one thing or the other from you to collect, for you to be able to access the loan. Even if you are approaching an individual and say, okay, I have this business, so I need so and so amount of money. The person you can ask you, give me something to hold, so that if you didn't pay me, I will use this. So real estate, is one of the things you can use to achieve that. So imagine now the owner of this facility. You understand? So we are paying him for here, and he can still use this place. You understand? The paper he has here, collect money from bank and go and be building more plazas like this. Do you understand me? So it's very hard for you to, before some banks will do it, they will ask for your stock. But when stock market crash, it's not very popular now for bank to say, okay, give us your stock and we'll give you loan, because a lot of things has happened, just like what we are discussing about crypto and all that, because the stock can crash at any point in time and the value of the money will come close to nothing. Do you understand me? But it's not the same thing. That's what they are talking about, leverage. You understand? Next, portfolio diversification. So real estate is a very huge market, offers a lot of options. Some of the options available for investment include what? Residential property development, commercial property development, real estate investment trust, short-let apartment, land banking, fix and flip, prop tech. There are so many ways you can play in real estate, and I hope we will all understand this. Is there anyone here that we did not understand? Hmm? You say? Fix and flip is what we did in PW house now. You buy a house that is old, you put it in a good shape and put it back in the market and sell with profit. Prop tech is technologies, apps, development of apps that are purely customized for real estate. Those are some of the it's a form of investment in real estate. Yes, real estate investment trust. Do we all know what it means? Okay, I did not even include it here. Okay, real estate investment trust. Do we know what it means? Eh? Is a fund where people put funds together. You understand? And the company uses it to buy or develop real estate, and at the end of it, they will share the money to the people that contributed. Is also, this one means, I don't want to have problem of omonile, land grabber, I am putting my money here, use it, do real estate. If you are running real estate investment trust, you cannot now collect their money and go and use it and buy stock. It's against the rule. It's purely for real estate. They collect money from people, they invest it, and at the end of the day, they share profits and dividends to those who contributed. Is that understood? It's a form of investment in real estate. Next one. Tax benefits. So government all over the world encourage individual and organization to own property as increases the overall national wealth. Some real estate products have tax exempt or deduction. In developed countries like USA, there are a lot of benefits such as capital gain tax, deduction for property management, and more. Even here, if you are there are some of the real estate properties that you will dispose of, even in Nigeria. Some of them, they have tax exemption, like VAT. Do you understand me? So, and if you go to other places, they use it a lot. You understand me? Like the person we discussed before, Robo Kiyosaki, he said he used the assets he has already to continue acquiring more real estate, because the more he buy, the more he gets tax exempt, and he continue to increase his portfolio. So he is more used, this tax benefit is more pronounced in developed countries. You understand me? That is where you virtually operate what they call a credit economy. Do you understand? Next. Okay, transgenerational wealth. Good means to transfer wealth from one generation to another. Could be in form of land or built property, safer than cash or other assets like stocks that can easily be sold. Next generation can leverage a lot on property left in their care. So what we are trying to say here is this: is the best secured means to transfer wealth from one generation to another. We still go back to our stock. You know that it requires the click of a button to sell stocks. Where is 1 billion naira worth of stock? How many of you have traded in stock before? Anybody? Okay. What I'm trying to tell you is this: the way Nigerian stocks is done generally all over the world. What you need to buy stock or sell stock is click of a button. If you are registered with a stock broker that is trading on Nigerian Stock Exchange, a stock broker that is registered with Nigerian Stock Exchange, you can buy any type of stock. And what we are trying to say is that you only need click a button. Let's say Zenith Bank, for example. If you want to buy the share of Zenith Bank in Nigerian Stock Exchange, all you need to do is click Zenith Bank. You see option buy or sell. If you have the stock already you want to sell, you click on sell. It takes you to quantity. You select the quantity, select, do you want the current market price or do you want to set your own price? It will give you those options. Then after that, you click on buy or sell. It's gone. So what we are trying to say is this: let's say you are a very big man, you understand, you left a stock worth 1 billion, 10 billion for your children. One person that have access to it can just go there and click and the whole thing is gone. Do you understand? So, but you know, if the asset is tied to real estate, it takes some procedures. By the time the person is trying to do that, do you understand? You understand? So, and it's safer. That's what they are just trying to say. If you are looking at living enduring wealth for your next generation, you understand, it is better the wealth is tied in real estate. There are people today that houses built 100 years ago, their children are still collecting rent from it. The houses are still there. If you go to all these old cities, you will see them. Especially, you know that some of the houses they built in the olden days, some of them they were even built with stone. Do you understand me? They are still very strong today and durable. And so the people that built those houses, they left it from one generation to another. So far they didn't sell it. The people will just be collecting money from it. Eh? So it's safer to use, to use real estate to safeguard your wealth. It's very, very important. Yeah, actually it doesn't make sense that you toil all the days of your life, at the end of your lifetime it didn't take months or years and everything is wiped out. Eh? Next, some degree of control. What we are trying to say here is this: you can decide what to do. You can decide what you want to do with your real estate assets at any point in time. Examples: if you want to sell your property, you can decide the price you want. If you have a parcel of land, you can decide to lease it or develop it. These controls are not possible with other investments like stocks, bond, gold, etc. You do not have any control over stock market price. Also, stock market is very volatile. So what we are trying to say here is this: you have more control on your asset property than other form of investment. Do you understand? It doesn't mean the other ones you don't have. And when we say you can sell your house whatever you want, it doesn't mean if you have a land in Nyanya Maraba, you say it's 1 billion. I don't think anybody, but what we are just trying to say is that within the area, you can decide, say, okay, you look at how much people are selling houses. You say, okay, for this my house, I want so amount of money. You understand me? And you can decide on when you want to sell it. So many things you can do with it because it is your own and you have some control over it. Do you understand me? Eh? So if you want to sell your share, it's only what the price says. As I said before, you can fix your price, but if nobody is agreeing to your price, you will not be able to sell. Do you understand me? So you have some control over your asset. Then you can decide, even so many things you can do with your property. You can decide to remodel it. Some people now, they had houses that they were using for hotel before. Some people are remodeling their house to turn it to service apartment. Some even had residential house. It was initially conceived, designed and built as residential house, but they are now turning it to service apartment. These are very, very common in the usage 2 area where people are doing all kind of remodeling. So those are some of the controls you have. If you have empty plot of land, you can decide whatever you want to do with it. You can lease the land out, you can develop it, you can enter joint venture. Those are the kind of control. So we are trying to say that all this kind of control, they are not all that possible, or you don't have those kind of control on other investment vehicles.